Hey, you fearless dragon riders. This audio is about to drop Game of Thrones spoilers. So old that they're etched in the crypts of Winterfell. This show's been around longer than Tyrion's wine tab, so if you're still dodging plot twists, you're gutsier than Dany storming King's Landing. Dive in at your own risk. Legendary, just a tad behind adventure. Let's kick up some Westerosi chaos. Greetings, loyal subjects of Long Live the Queen. Welcome to the court of history and fantasy, where crowns are forged in fire and shattered by folly. I'm your royal herald, guiding you through the mists of time and tale. Today, we're throwing open the gates to a clash of kings. Robb Stark, the young wolf of Westeros, versus Edward IV, the golden lion of England's War of the Roses. Two young lords thrust into thrones in a world that's half battlefield, half boardroom. Will their legacy shine or fade? Grab your goblets, sharpen your swords, and let's dive into this epic showdown, all the dramatic flair of HBO. It's the 15th century, a land of muddy boots and blood-soaked banners, or the grim north of Westeros, where winter's breath chills ambition. Two young men, barely out of their teens, seize power in a world that chews up dreamers like a paper shredder devours a bad contract. Let's meet our players. Robb Stark, the heir of Winterfell, is a boy king at 16, rallying the north after his father Ned's head rolls in King's Landing. He's got a direwolf named Greywind, a heart full of vengeance, and a moral compass straighter than a level. Crowned king in the north, Robb's a battlefield prodigy, outsmarting Tywin Lannister. But his heart? It's a rom-com script begging for a rewrite. Now Edward IV, born 1442, steps into England's chaos at 19. The War of the Roses is raging. Yorks versus Lancasters. Edward's a 6'4" charmer, a warrior who'd swipe right on victory and charm the armor off any noblewoman. He snatches the crown in 1461, but his appetites for power, women, and feasts run hotter than wildfire. Let's rewind the tapes to their accessions. Robb Stark's rise is pure Rocky montage. After Ned's betrayal in 298 AC, my time machine's a little glitchy, Robb's thrust into leadership. The North Lords kneel before this teenager, crowning him king in the north. His early victories, like the Battle of Whispering Wood, are straight-up guerrilla tactics to outfox the Lannisters. Edward IV, meanwhile, is a medieval Top Gun pilot, all swagger and steel. In 1461, at the Battle of Towton, he crushes the Lancastrians into a snowstorm bloodier than a Tarantino movie. Picture him, 19, sword in hand, charisma maxed out like a fully upgraded RPG character. He's crowned faster than you can say, "Bow, bitches," turning the House of York into a Fortune 500 dynasty. Edward's charm, his superpower, sealing alliances like a boss and closing deals. But his playboy vibes, marrying Elizabeth Woodville in secret. Robb's rise is a grassroots campaign built on honor and justice. Edward is a hostile takeover fueled by charisma and raw power. Both are young disruptors, but Robb's a mission-driven startup, while Edward's a venture capitalist playing for keeps. Who's got edge? Robb's got the moral high ground, but Edward's got the charm to sell ice to wildlings. Now let's talk leadership, because ruling a kingdom isn't just swinging a sword. It's managing egos, like herding cats over discord. Robb Stark's the kind of boss you'd die for. He's transparent, loyal, inspiring. An inspirational speaker with a sword. His men follow him because he's one of them, eating the same gruel, fighting in the mud. But here's the glitch. Robb's heart hacks his brain. He marries Talisa for love over a strategic Frey alliance. His honor should have stopped him, but it leaves him vulnerable to betrayal. Edward IV, on the other hand, runs his kingdom like a reality show host. He's got the charisma to unify the nobles, but his leadership's a mixed bag. He's decisive, crushing rebels, streamlines the crown's finances, but his personal life is a PR nightmare. His secret marriage to Elizabeth Woodville pisses off his allies, and it was like dropping a bombshell. And this indulgent lifestyle? Think private jets and caviar, while his treasury's on life support. Robb's leadership is transparent, rigid, trustworthy, but slow to adapt. Edward's is flashy, flexible, but prone to crashes. Robb's undone by honor, Edward by excess. Who would you back? Robb Stark's legacy is a tragedy scripted for HBO. Betrayed at the Red Wedding, his dream of a free North dies in a bloodbath worse than the season finale twist. He's 19, cut down, but his name? It's a meme, a rallying cry for Northern pride. Edward IV's end is less cinematic, but no less fatal. By 1483, at 40, his hard-partying lifestyle, think medieval Coachella, catches up with him. Obesity, illness, and maybe poison, allegedly. He dies, leaving a fractured kingdom and 2 princes doomed to vanish. His legacy? A stable Yorkist reign. But it's a house of cards collapsing under Richard III's ambition. Robb's a shooting star, burning bright, gone too soon. Edward's a supernova, dazzling, but leaving chaos in his wake. Robb's legacy is mythic, immortalized. Edward is tangible, roads, trades, stability, but brittle. Both kings, young and bold, remind us that crowns can be heavy. So who claims the throne in this clash of kings? Robb Stark, the young wolf, is your heart's champion. Honest, fierce, the underdog that we love. But his rigidity makes him a cautionary tale. Edward IV, the crowned stag, is the pragmatist pick. Charismatic, adaptable, a deal closer. Yet his excesses and missteps leave a kingdom unstable, to say the least. In the end, it's not about who wins. It's about the stories they leave, etched in blood. Robb is the dreamer we mourn. Edward's the mogul we admire and then unfollow. Both teach us youth and power are a killer combo. What's your take, loyal subjects? Would you ride with Robb's direwolf or roll with Edward's charm offensive? You can share your thoughts with me at longlivethequeenpodcast@gmail.com or slide into my DMs on Facebook or Instagram at longlivethequeenpodcast. Or join the VIPs on Patreon. The link is in the show description. Until next time, keep your crowns tight and your betrayals at bay. Long live to all the queens out there. And until next time, bye.